Okay, so I'm going to be talking about briefing and instrument approach play. First thing we want to look at is if we are briefing the correct approach play. So one of the first things to check is the approach itself. So this is the ILS localizer runway 4 into Lynchburg. So first we're just checking the title that this is the ILS localizer 4 into Lynchburg Regional Airport, and then we're also just checking the date that it's valid for. So making sure that the correct approach has the correct date as well to make sure that this is a valid approach to brief and to execute. So just making sure that these things are correct just ensures any incorrect information and just removes that hazard. Next, we're going to be looking at the notes section of our approach plate, and this is some pretty good imperative information to brief. So I usually do this. I usually check this before I actually execute the approach. So like before the flight, I kind of check this out and stuff. But sometimes we don't get that luxury to check out the notes beforehand. But the notes section just gives imperative information about minimums that might be different or might be changed, and it also gives us just information concerning non-standard takeoff minimums and non-standard alternate minimums. So if we do land into this airport, those things are going to be different than what we're expecting, so it's important to also check that out. And then the notes section also gives us our first depiction of our missed approach procedure if we do have to execute that in a textual information format. And so our approach plate, this part of the approach plate just gives us the needed frequencies as well, and so this just removes the need to constantly go back to the chart supplement or anything like that. Just all gives all the information that you need for this approach in one place. And so it's important to brief all of this to check if there's anything different about this approach that you would usually that things would usually be normal in a different approach. So specifically for the ILS localized runway 4, this approach is not authorized for runway 7 at night, so we cannot land and do a circling approach onto runway 17 at night. So that gets rid of just landing on one of the runways, which is a pretty big deal. And then just gives different DME required information and stuff like that. And then it also gives our instrument approach lighting system to expect. So we're going to be expecting Mausers. And yeah, next we're going to be looking at the plan view of our approach plate, and this just gives us a bird eyes view of what our approach is going to look like, depending on where we're starting off at. So if we're doing low sec and we're doing the DME arc, it's going to look like that, or if we're starting at SciCam, it's going to look different. So, and this is just in the middle of our approach plate to really give us a good idea of what we're doing. And this part of the approach also starts giving us numbers, such as our radios that we're going to be on, or our headings, or distances, altitudes, stuff like that. So this starts giving us just numbers to follow and stuff like that. Another big thing to brief during this part of the approach plate is the MSA, minimum safe altitude. So if we do lose any sort of navigation and we lose comms or stuff like that, this is our safe altitude depending on where we are in relation to the Lynchburg VOR. And then any sort of symbols that we don't understand with the plan view of our approach, we can look at the terminal procedure supplement for in-depth information concerning those symbols. And something I learned with the kind of lightning bolt on the plan view only, not the profile view, is that it's just it's pointing to information that's important. It's not really just an intersection, but on other approach plates, including RNAV, it's just showing important information that I guess they couldn't put like right next to that point, so they're just pointing that out. And then next we're going to have our profile view, and this is below our plan view. And this just gives us altitudes and crossing, just like fixes and stuff like that, and where we're going to intercept our glide slope, and it gives us our minimums as well. So, and this also gives our missed approach procedure again, and kind of a visual way. And then on the bottom is our minimums, so depending on which approach we're doing, whether that's the ILS or localizer or circling, our minimums are going to be different, and depending on our category, it's going to bring us either lower or higher and stuff like that. And then finally, our airport diagram just gives us a picture of what our airport looks like. And so Lynchburg Airport has, runway 4, runway 22, and then runway 1735, and just gives us just a depiction of what that's going to look like, where our beacon is, and runway length and stuff like that. And so it's imperative to look at this information before touching down, because making sure that the amount of runway that's there fits for your aircraft and stuff like that. And it also gives us the approach lighting system depending on the runway that you're landing on. And then these are my references. So, yep.